Hi there! In this video I'm going to show you how to build always free Ubuntu server on Oracle Cloud. If you are watching this video, I'm going to assume that you already have created Oracle Cloud account and that you are logged in and you're on this Get Started page that I am on. To begin, we're going to click up here on the left corner and then we're going to go to Compute, Instances, and then here we're going to click on Create Instance. And here we're going to give name to our instance. So I'm going to prepare this to be a web server. I'm going to make a next video that I'm going to show you how to build a web server and how to set up HTTPS and how to get free certbot certificates and all that. I'm just going to call it here web 1. And you can leave most of the stuff, you can leave it to the default. But so for example, this placement, I'm going to keep it the way they have it since it's the free eligible. And then the image and shape. Here you can select what operating system to run on it. Since we are running the free tier, it's very limited to what you can put on it. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to select the Ubuntu since it's one of the most used Linux distributions. And it is free. And they have a few different versions here, so if you want older, but I'm just going to do 20. Okay, and then here is the architecture, and again, it's very limited to what you can do since it is the always free eligible. So I'm just gonna keep it to the standard one. So if you keep it to this one, you're gonna get the chance to have 2 always free servers running. So I'm gonna keep it the way it is, and then you can just keep the default settings for networking, and then for SSH key, you can upload your own keys if you would like. But in my case, I'm just gonna go ahead and generate a key from here since I don't have one. And I'm gonna save my private key. And I'm also gonna save a public key as well. And the reason I do that is, so next time when I build a server, I can use this public key to build a server. And that way I only have to keep track of only one key to connect versus, having a new one every time. So just download both of them, the public and the private key. And then for boot volume, the default, if you keep it, with the standard that comes with the free server, you're gonna get 46 gig. Technically, you can get up to 200 for free, but in our case, for a basic web server, 46 gigs will be plenty. So I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. And then all I have to do is click on create. While we're waiting for it to get ready, I'm going to go in and open my terminal window, and I'm going to go to my downloads directory. I'm going to check on the public and private key that we just generated. So to connect to our instance, we're going to need to use this key, but we're going to have to change the permissions, and it has to be set to 600 and not 644 like it is right now. If you use it the way it is right now, it wouldn't allow you to connect. It needs to be a little bit more restricted. I'm going to do change mode to 600. And if you list it now, the only person that can read and write is the owner. If I come back here, we see that our instance is already up and running, and it has a public IP address. So I'm going to copy the address. And there's an instructions here on how to connect, but you can read if you want to, but I'm just going to show you how to do it. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to say SSH-I, then the name of our private key, and then the default user for Ubuntu server on the cloud is Ubuntu. And I think you can see that here somewhere. Yep, username. If you look up here, it says username Ubuntu and I'm going to paste the IP. Hit enter. You can accept the key, the fingerprint, I mean. And there you go, you're connected to your server. Now, once that you're on it, I'll probably go change to root. The first thing you probably want to do is set a password for root. Okay, your server is good. Now, the next thing that you probably want to do is, because right now you're using a random public IP, and if you restart your computer, if you shut it down, power it back on, you're probably going to get a different IP. The nice thing with the always free tier with Oracle is that they allow you to have one static IP that you can just reserve it and you can keep using it. So when you, let's say you create a web server and you point your DNS to it, your IP would never change. You always have the same IP, so it's kind of nice. So to set up the static IP, we're going to go up here and then we'll go to networking, and here in networking you want to go to reserve public IP and then click on reserve public IP address, and let's say we're going to call it web1 because we're going to use that IP for web1, and then we're going to get IP from the oracle's pool and then reserve. And now that we have this IP reserved, we're going to go back to our instance, so compute and instances, and we're going to click on the instance and we will scroll all the way down here to where it says attached VNIC, and then we're going to click on a web1 again. It's going to take a couple of seconds here until it loads. Then you're going to go to IP version 4 addresses, then here, and then click on edit. And right now we're using ephemeral public IP address and we want to change that to a reserve IP. So to do that, first we're going to have to release this IP. So I'm going to click to no public IP and then click the update. And now we don't have any public IPs assigned. So the next step will be to go back here, and now we can use the reserved public IP. And so you can click down, and here's the one that we reserved earlier, so you can select that. And now our instance have a new IP. So I'm going to copy this IP and try to connect to it using it. So I'll go back to my terminal. And as you can see, I actually got disconnected because the IP changed. I'm just going to close that and start a new one. And we'll say, go back to download since you need a path to the key. And say SSH-I, then SSH key, Ubuntu. And let me copy that IP and paste it here, and I hit enter. And there you go, I'm back into the server. I used our new static IP. It's up and running, and I guess that's it. Now that you have your server up and running, if you want to watch out for my next video, in that video I'm going to show you how to put a Apache web server on it, and how to set up HTTPS, and how to get a free SSL certificate from Let's Encrypt. Thanks for watching. If you like that video, please hit that like button, and if you wanna subscribe for my channel so you can see more of my videos, please go ahead and do that. Thank you.